She rock that Loli Cosmetica, that Loli Cosmetica.
Right, we're here with our lovely model Shannon, so I'm just going to show you a very basic foundation technique. We're going to use concealer, primer, foundation, and we're also going to finish off with a bronzer, blush, eyeshadow all in one. So we're going to start off first of all with a little bit of primer. So primer is fantastic just for making sure that the makeup's going to last a really long time. It gives us a nice even surface to work on, and this is going to hydrate the skin as well. So we're just going to use a little brush. This is a synthetic brush, so it doesn't get clogged up. So just take a small amount, start applying it to the skin. Don't need much, and you shouldn't really be able to see it on the skin. Synthetic brushes are best to use with cream or gel-based products because they don't get clogged up like a natural hairbrush. Take a small amount at a time. Just turn this way for me, Shannon. That's it. Just gently brush that all over the skin. It helps minimise the appearance of pores as well. It feels nice on the skin as well, doesn't it? So that's our primer. Next we're going to move on to our mineral foundation. So this is a 4-in-1 product. So it's foundation, concealer, SPF factor 10, and it's also our powder. So you don't have to buy 4 products, you've got it all in one, and you've got your sun protection, which is brilliant. The difference with pure minerals is that it's not going to clog up your skin, it's going to let your skin breathe. And unfortunately there are a lot of mineral products on the market these days. We're going to use a medium-sized brush. Just start by dipping into, this is the pure pressed minerals, like so. And then just start at I like to start the forehead, but you can start the side, wherever you feel comfortable, and just gently start applying to the skin in light movements. You don't need to rush around all over the skin. Minerals actually come from rocks, so you can polish a rock, so you can polish minerals, and if you rub them onto the skin too much, you can end up with a bit of a weird shine. So just gently apply, they go on very easily. Dip back into your product, turn this way for me, that's it. And depending on how much coverage you want, you can just build it up. And shut your eyes for a second, take it over the eye area as well. And this is your sunscreen, so even if you don't put anything else on your face that day, you could just wear this as your dry sunscreen. Unlike other makeup, it's not going to clog your pores. It's great if you're prone to breakouts, you can get coverage, but it's not going to aggravate your skin and make your breakouts worse. So, also don't forget to apply it to the neck area. It's great for having sun protection if you've just got a little top on as well. A little bit of the neck showing, you can just rub it all over. And then one way you can use it, if you want to top up, just around the eyes or any small areas, just take a smaller brush, dip into the product, and that's when it can be good just to add a little bit extra around the nose. Tickle there, Shannon. There we go. And it's as easy as that, and that's your foundation. Now the minerals will settle, so don't worry if when you first apply them they look a little bit powdery, because after about 10-15 minutes that will settle and you'll get a nice glow. They'll settle into the skin. So next we're going to do is use a little bit of concealer. Now you don't have to use concealer. It can be used to cover up any dark circles under the eyes. It can be used to cover any redness. You can use it to cover any breakouts or any spots. But if you don't have any of those problems, don't feel like you have to use concealer. So again, we're going to use a small synthetic brush. The best way to use your concealer out of a pot is to use the end of your brush, take a little bit and put it on the back of your hand. That way you're not dipping into your product and it's not going to end up contaminated and you won't get any bacteria in it, so it's going to be much cleaner. Then take your brush, take a small amount of the concealer at a time, And then if you just look up for me, Shannon, that's it. And we're just going to use a very tiny amount into the corner of the eye and turn that way and look up again. Again, with concealer, don't feel like you have to put it all the way along the eye and really low down and far out just because you've seen it on a TV show. Just use a little bit of concealer as and where you feel like you need it. You don't have to cover your whole face in it. And with the minerals we use first, you'll find that you don't need to use so much concealer. So just feather that out. Okay, lovely. You can also, a little trick you can do, if you ever want to make your lips look a little bit fuller or a little bit bigger, you can actually take a little bit of concealer and just add it to the Cupid's bow, which is this little part in the middle of the lips. You can use it to highlight. And if you take a little bit and pop it all the way around your lips, you'll actually make them look a little bit bigger. And it's also a really good little barrier if you want to wear any bright lipsticks or dark lipsticks. You pop a little concealer around your lips first. It acts like a barrier, sharpens up the lip line, and then you've got a nice clean application when you apply the colour. Again, it's the subtle way of doing things so people don't really notice is the key. Great, that's looking lovely. And then we're going to finish off by using our blush in all over the face. So we're going to use a medium-sized brush again. Put a little bit of our blush into the lid. Gently pick up a small amount at a time. So just press into it. Putting it in the lid just means that you've got a bit more control, because if you dip straight into the pot you might end up with a lot on the product on the brush. And then just smile for me and face forward, that's it. And then what we're going to do is just use this colour to gently wash over Shannon's cheeks, because that's where she would naturally blush and she'd catch the sun. Just a little bit there. Take a little bit more product at a time. You can build it up. Just take a little bit down the nose. A little bit just on the bottom of the cheek. The chin even, not the cheek. There we go. And then also take a little bit and add it just to sort of side of the forehead. A little bit on that side. You get a slight sun-kissed look. And this can also be really nice if you are somebody a bit like Shannon, she's got these lovely freckles. Sometimes you feel like when you put a foundation on, it kind of tones those down and you can feel a bit washed out. So a little bit of a blusher, bronzer in one can just give you that little bit of colour back so you don't feel like you're washed out and looking pale. You can also take this, turn that way for me, take this around the jawline and down onto the neck slightly. And that just gives you a little bit more shape, shows off your beautiful lines of your jaw. And then turn to the front again, so now we've got this lovely sun-kissed look appearing. And then you can even take a small amount, shut your eyes for me, and just gently add to the eyes as well, the eyelids. This is great as well if you don't want to have to carry around a lot of makeup. You can kind of get all the effects you need in one.
She rock that Loli Cosmetica, that Loli Cosmetica.